Global Tel.
Ken Hovind.
An inmate at the Santa Rosa County Sheriff.
Kent's calling.
This call will be recorded and monitored. Advance pay
Are you calling?
account is $73.99. For customer assistance, billing inquiries, or to block future calls, dial 1-877-650-4249. To hear the cost of this call, press 8 now. To accept this call, press 5. This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Do not use three-way or call waiting features during this call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hey, good morning, brother.
Good morning, Brother Kent. Just to let you know, we had that conference call from 9 to 10, so that was a very good call, and that's why I didn't answer the call earlier. That happens every single Saturday.
No, brother, I forgot about that now, but okay. Good. Any news I need to catch up on?
We just had some good discussion about, Ernie gave a really, really good update about the jurisdiction challenges from Paul to the prosecuting attorneys. We talked about making noise and shining light, kind of brought everybody up to speed on what resources are available, your upcoming interview schedule, and that we want to promote more interviews, so we were asking for help for that. Let's see. Talked a lot about structuring and a lot of the developments in the IRS with apologizing for structuring, misapplying structuring laws to law-abiding citizens like yourself. It was never intended to be applied to Baptist ministers, right? So it was a good conversation. We'll be publishing that later, but I don't think there's anything new from your perspective, just to kind of bring a broader audience up to speed that may be just getting involved, because it's just so much injustice and so much stuff. It takes a little while to digest some of this stuff.
Well, the judge ruled yesterday that we cannot mention that the IRS has changed their policy on structuring.
Right. We did talk about the fact that, but I understand. That was part of the motions in limine, I think the fourth one.
Doesn't it sound strange that a Puerto Rican collection agency gets to decide how they interpret the laws? And
I know.
What is wrong with this picture here? Hello?
Yeah.
Somebody needs to step back and wake up and say, what are we doing? The Congress needs to just throw that law out. Just eliminate it. And so this is, like I said before, this is a trap for them to say we're changing our policy. This is a 100% trick. They need to say, no, not just change your policy. Congress, we want you to make it real clear that all these folks that have ever been arrested, even the drug dealers, all that stuff needs to be overturned. All their money needs to be returned. Everybody needs to be put out of jail that was in jail for structuring. We need to pay them $1 million a year damages. We made a mistake passing the structuring law.
Amen.
$1 million a year would be just real simple across the board.
Amen.
You spent 4 years in prison for structuring. Okay, I'm against drugs. They're evil. They're wrong. But I'm also against our federal government doing things they don't have any jurisdiction to do.
Amen.
They don't have any constitutional right to do those things. If they think they should have that right, well then pass a constitutional amendment. There are steps to do that. But for now, don't break the law. Just obey the law.
Amen. Hey, just to share with you, Dr. Hovind, one of my friends, Gerald, I think you may have called him a time or two in the past, Gerald Barnes, he came up with an idea that I just thought was just really good. He said he was asking if when they bring you to court and to trial, if you'll be wearing that orange jumpsuit, and he wanted for everybody to wear orange jumpsuits to sit in the audience in support and solidarity of support of you. And I think they're going to be giving you a suit or something when they put you in front of the jury. But I thought it was a great idea for if we can get into the courthouse wearing orange jumpsuits, that would be a very good thing to do. But I don't know if they'll let us do that.
I don't know. Well, I will be wearing the orange jumpsuit to the courthouse, but I'll be in the back of the squad car or the van, whatever they put me in, and then once I get in there, then they will give me my clothes that my wife already gave to my attorney.
I see, okay.
My real clothes. 8.5 years. I have to wear my own clothes.
My goodness.
Did you demand in writing the audio for your next trial?
Ask Ernie to specifically tell me how to do that. They don't allow recording devices in the courtroom. I don't know if that means the court reporter can't have one, or there's been so many different case laws.
Did This call is from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
If you have a legal question like, hey, can I get a tape recorder in here? The U.S. attorney who does not want that will find 20 cases where some judge ruled, no, you can't do that. And my attorney could probably search and find 20 cases where some other judge ruled and said, yes, you can do that. And that's the whole battle of what they call case law. Everybody tries to find what some other judge said. This is just as stupid as it was in the days of Jesus when the Pharisees would say, well, Rabbi so-and-so said, you have to wash your hands up to your elbows. And Rabbi Smith said, no, you have to go halfway up your wrist. And Rabbi Jones said, you have to use lava soap. And
Yeah.
the whole concept is stupid, this case law idea. Okay, this general concept is retarded. They should just simply say, what does the law say?
Amen.
Amen.
All run to this case law. That's what all those numbers are at the end of these sites where they'll say, F2, which is Fed second or Fed third. If it says U.S., that's a U.S. Supreme Court case. But then it'll also say which circuit it's in. It'll say 11th Circuit or 4th Circuit or, the 7th Circuit ruled ABC. It is the only way the Supreme Court gets involved is if the various circuits disagree. If a circuit judge in 7th Circuit says something and the circuit judge in the 4th Circuit says something else, then the Supreme Court loves to look at that and resolve, come be the hero and resolve this great conflict between the circuits. And so the whole thing is smoke and mirrors. It's money. I really want you to get John to talk to. So if Paul calls you, say, hey, have John call and explain about how this actually creates money out of thin air. Just like the mortgages do on your house. It's amazing. I don't understand how that works at all. I just barely know what a debit and a credit is, but man, they actually create money with every prison sentence.
Derivatives.
So, I don't know what that is, but when I was sentenced to 10 years, they created probably $100,000, sold it on the market to somebody who knows where. They bought it planning over the next 10 years to get back $300,000.
Wow.
Derivatives.
So if they overturn my case, they got to pay all that back. It's nothing but a bookkeeping thing, which is why they're all involved in protecting the finances of the United States. They think they're the heroes protecting the U.S. government's finances.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm in prison doesn't matter at all to them, not at all. Hitler's guards thought they were heroes when they seized 1,000 Jewish homes and sold them and turned the money over to the Third Reich. Wow, Hitler, look what we did for our country. We seized all the assets of these Jews, we liquidated the Jews, and we liquidated their properties. We sold it to deserving German citizens who are now living in these houses, and we have given, $4 billion to the Third Reich. And Hitler would give them a medal, congratulations. You advanced the cause by $4 billion.
Wow.
Our U.S. attorneys are doing the same thing, and they do not understand that they are the evil ones in this thing. They think they're the good guys.
Yeah.
They don't understand why guys like me will just publicly say, look, this is wrong.
Amen.
But all through history, preachers, God's prophets have stood up and said, hey, this is wrong. And sometimes they were killed for it. Poor Micaiah. Read about Micaiah in the book of 1st or 2nd Kings. He just simply told Ahab the truth. I believe it was Ahab. And they put him in, never getting out. Isaiah, he just stood up and preached the truth. He said, King, look, you're doing it wrong. God's going to judge you. And Isaiah was arrested. So was Jeremiah. According to tradition, Isaiah was sawn in half. They put him in a hollow log and then sawed the log in half to kill him. That's what's probably referred to in Hebrews 11, was sawn asunder. Tradition says that was Isaiah that happened to. We know all the bad stuff they did to Jeremiah. It's dangerous just teaching the truth, and it always goes back to money and the king or somebody in politics wanting money or property, like Naboth's vineyard. Boy, when the king wants your vineyard, he'll kill you to get it. And I have worked hard all my life. So did my mom and dad. Their inheritance was sunk into CSE. My wife's mom and dad worked hard all their life. Everything she inherited from them was sunk into CSE, into our ministry. And they seized it all in minutes with their crazy legal system.
Yeah.
I think, or very organized and quasi-legal theft. They can hide behind the color of law, and what we did is fine, and they justify it, and they really think they're heroes. They're going to be shocked Judgment Day when God says, let me explain it to you real. Okay.
Amen, sir. Amen.
God had, Job's 4 friends thought they really were trying to help Job. And God finally set him down and said, Eliphaz, you and your friends are morons. I'm angry at you. Okay?
Yeah, the way they think is so perverse that, from what I would consider just common sense and the natural way of thinking, that it's mind-boggling to me that they actually view things in the way that they do, and that they could, after 8 years of you being in prison, that they still think it's okay to come against you with new victimless charges and think that somehow they're doing the right thing. It's like, I can't imagine how they get up in the morning, look themselves in the mirror, and when they come and step inside that courtroom, that it's like, how can they even be seen in public, right? It's like, don't they realize that they're operating in such an evil perspective? I guess they don't, or otherwise they wouldn't do it. One thing came to mind, I think my wife Erin told me this. We have a friend named Alfred Adask. I think he interviewed you on his radio show. He said when he came into the courtroom, he took a bottle of oil and he anointed the 4 corners of the courtroom. So I'm not sure if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but I wanted to pass it along because Alfred actually won his case, and so he wanted us to relay that to you, that if you anoint the courtroom, that I don't know if it's anything to it, but Alfred definitely said to relay that to you.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, I won't be able to do that. A, I can't get oil. B, I can't bring anything with me. But you guys, if somebody gets there for that trial, you guys go around and anoint the outside of the building.
I like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will do that.
Maybe drive around through the whole town.
Right. Amen.
Yeah. Well, the only thing, these people, they really get excited about this stuff. They think they're doing the right thing. They can't wait to look. They listen to all my calls trying to catch me. It's Luke 20:20, where they pretended to be just men. But
This call is from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
for ways to trick Jesus. And when they finally got Jesus on the cross, they rejoiced. Wow, our enemy is dead. They still thought they were the good guys. They never did get it till Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Probably still don't. I bet they're in hell right now for the last 2,000 years thinking, wow, God made a mistake. I'm the good guy. Yeah.
Wow. Incredible.
They're not going to get it. So, yeah, what do you do? Well, the one thing that they fear is public opinion. Because as public opinion turns against them, there is a high probability they will lose their job.
Right.
Yay, that would be a great idea. So the only tool I have is light and noise, like Gideon. So let's just do it, brother. I don't hurt anybody. I've never threatened anybody.
Amen.
I made a timeline. I taped 7 pages together, and I'm making a crude timeline here in case that your friend does not get one.
He did it already.
Yeah, and it's on the way to you, but it's 31 pages, and I'm not sure how practical it'll be, but when you get it, I think he's setting up an interview. He's setting up a collect account so you can call him directly, and y'all can talk about any changes that need to be made and, stuff like that.
He did a great job, Pastor Hovind. It's really nice.
So 31 pages.
Yeah.
31 pages is going to be 25 feet long.
You're going to have to discuss that with him. But he did a lot of work on it, and it looks great.
Yeah, but I'm concerned about how long it is. So you definitely talk to him. He's setting up a collect account, and we'll make sure that we get you that number as soon as he sets it up, and y'all can discuss any changes, and then we'll get it to you as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, send it to Ernie, and he mails it, and I get it next day,
Yeah, we did send it to Ernie as well, so...
I was hoping Ernie could pass it to you yesterday, or to your counselor or something.
He didn't come... I don't think they let him pass anything anyway.
Yeah.
I have to go to my lawyer. I don't know how that works. I don't want to get in trouble for that. It's all I need to know.
Right.
Yeah, right. I got a message from Ernie just now. It says, I missed Paul's call again, so I know he's wanting something. If you take his call today, tell him to call him after 5 today or in the morning.
Well, I've asked to be moved down to Paul's dorm, H dorm.
Good.
That may happen today. It may not ever happen, but if they move me down there, that'd be wonderful.
There are 60 seconds remaining.
You have a Bill Posey interview today at 5, right?
Yeah. Isn't there somewhere you can meet with them, like when you eat or when you go to church or something?
No. No, they won't let us go to church. Well, they might now, but we don't have church now till Tuesday.
Well, feel free to call us back. You're certainly welcome to. I know we're coming down on our last few seconds.
Yeah, we got chow here. I'll call back after lunch, and it'll give me 40 minutes or so.
Okay,
We'll
sounds
be
good.
there.
God bless.
Bye.
All right, talk to you. Bye.
Okay, God bless. Bye-bye. All right, that was Dr. Kent Hovind. We're praying for him. The website is freekenthovind.com, 2peter3.com. And if you want to send me some Bible questions, ruddavis@yahoo.com is my email.